2, 1.
So when I was a kid, one of my favorite memories is when I was riding my bike with my training wheels and my dad decided he was just going to take them off randomly. He said that we didn't care if we started all day in the morning and went all the way into the evening. He was going to teach me how to ride my bike. This was, for me, at my lifetime period, it was the most difficult task that I could ever had. But when I finished that task and I was riding my bike on my own without my dad holding on to me anymore, I felt so accomplished, and it helped mold me into a more confident person. When I am talking to you today, I am talking to you about all of the different aspects of my life that have caused me difficulties or hardships that have molded me into the person that I've become. When I look back at my life when I was younger, I talk about the fact that I was raised in Dallas, Texas, and that I had two wonderful parents who loved me and everything else. But even more of a backstory to that is the fact that I was adopted by my grandparents. My mother gave me up for adoption to her parents in hopes to create a better life for me. My father was not in the picture at any point in my life, and he didn't enter it again until 18 years later. So my parents were my grandmother and my grandfather. This caused a lot of hardships in school for the first couple of years because of the fact that kids teased me that my parents didn't care about me. They teased me that my parents just didn't want me. And this created a harder shell on me to be able to mold me into a stronger person where sticks and stones really did break bones, but they didn't hurt me anymore. When I think about all of those aspects and stuff, I go further out into my education. And that's where I follow with my story here now. With my education, I was bullied all the way through into high school, which made me end up dropping out of high school. I went out of education for 6 years. I was working a serving job since I was 16 and working day by day to make at least $50 in my pocket from the tips of people that were coming to visit me. These were difficult and very hardening times that I was struggling to live just on my own and no longer with the help of my parents. It made me want to go back to college. It made me want to get my GED. So 6 years later, when I turned 21, I decided this isn't the life for me anymore. And I went back to my parents and told them I want my high school diploma. So I studied and I studied and I studied. And finally I went and took my GED test, and 5 minutes after I had left, I got a confirmation email letting me know, congratulations, you now hold your GED. And it was the most exciting time period of my life that molded me to be even more confident in continuing this educational journey. And then I enrolled for Collin College, and I signed up for classes, and I decided that I was going to be a teacher to influence the kids and to help the kids that were being bullied day in and day out and were thinking about dropping out of school, and mold them and help them to not want to have to do the same life decisions that I had made. And then when I look at my life now, currently, when I signed up for Collin, I did not know that I was pregnant with a little bundle of joy who would be the light of my life for the rest of my life. I went through morning sickness and swelling and headaches and all the fun stuff that comes with pregnancy. And I still managed to continue my classes and to keep my grades up and to do everything that I needed to do. Because now at this point, it wasn't the fact that I wanted a better life for me. I needed a better life for my son. So when I think about the fact of the difficulties and the hardships and how much I wish they wouldn't have been there, I wouldn't have been the person that I am today if it weren't for those hardships. And if I was able to get through those hardships, then you are too. And if you want to get to know me better so you can know how to get through your own hardships, then you are more than welcome to talk to me.